With Space Coast Area Transit, and we are here live right after the Ride with Jim Cocoa Beach Cape Canaveral event, and I'm here with Sarah Kraum of the Space Coast Transportation Planning Organization, and we're going to talk a little bit about some exciting things coming up, a little bit about the event today. So Sarah, tell us a little bit about what you do at the Space Coast TPO.
I am the multimodal program specialist, and so what that means is I do all of the planning for bicycle and pedestrian features, as well as also regional trail systems, and I also do coordination with Space Coast Area Transit and potential other transit opportunities such as rail, and as well as also I have some little oddball projects such as resiliency, and we're working on updating a rest area, so lots of exciting fun projects.
Great. So was this your first Ride with Jim event? And, maybe tell us a few takeaways for people who weren't able to make it?
This was my first Ride with Jim event. Not my first time riding on Space Coast Area Transit, but my first time doing this event. I think that it was a fabulous event. It's a great opportunity for citizens to get out there, meet your transit planners, meet your transit providers, learn more about the transit system, get together with other community members that have a passion for transit, and plus you get a bagel and coffee.
Yes, so this is our second Ride with Jim event, and what's kind of cool about this week's is we are right in the middle of Central Florida Mobility Week, and Space Coast Area Transit is working with lots of different organizations throughout Central Florida. We're working with the Space Coast TPO, FDOT, Rethink Your Commute, Transit One. Tomorrow is Try Transit Thursday, where anybody can ride for free on the Space Coast Area Transit buses just by downloading the app. So there's an app in your smartphone's app store. Search 321 Transit, and you can ride for free tomorrow as a part of Central Florida Mobility Week. And also, Space Coast Area Transit is launching their new website, more user-friendly, lots of exciting new features on Friday. So what has the Space Coast TPO done this week to celebrate Mobility Week?
So we've been participating in a lot of different community events, getting out bike ped safety information. We've done a couple pop-up events with FDOT and also Space Coast Area Transit, basically partnering with them to help encourage people to ride transit, use other forms of mobility, and also be safe out there, while you are being a pedestrian or a bicyclist. It's safety's number one, and almost every single transit rider, or actually every single transit rider, is a bicyclist or a pedestrian, and they have to get to the bus stop via, wheels or their feet, and so it's really important that our transit users are being safe, and that's part of what mobility is all about. So Mobility Week is all about. So we've been going out, doing these pop-up events, attending trunk or treat events to encourage students and children to be safe as well. We are doing a senior stroll on Friday. Forgot the day, sorry. Senior stroll on Friday, where we're going to target senior citizens to help them learn more about bike ped safety, since they are people that are out here walking and biking and using the transit system, and that's important that we keep all the citizens safe. So.
Well, speaking of safety, one of your big projects that's coming up, safety and mobility and different accessibility, is the ADA bus stop studies. And I was doing a little research on that and how that's going to impact Brevard County. Can you tell us a little bit about that project kicking off tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yes. We are having our project advisory group meeting, our kickoff meeting tomorrow. And essentially what we are doing is, a couple years ago, Space Coast Area Transit did a ADA assessment, that's American with Disability Act assessment, of all their bus stops. And now basically cities and the county and Space Coast Area Transit have all been working together to bring all of our bus stops up to ADA compliancy, so that they are fully accessible to all members of the community and they're safe. And so essentially, since this assessment a couple years ago, all the cities, the county, everyone has been working together to try to get all of our bus stops up to date. And so what we're going to do with this ADA assessment is we are going to reassess to find out which ones have been done, what maybe conditions have changed, because things change over time. Possibly maybe that boarding and alighting pad that was okay has now Hurricane Irma washed it out or something, and so we're going to reassess all the bus stops. And then we are actually going to create a application or dashboard where staff is going to be able to go in and plug in whether or not a bus stop is assessed. So, after the assessment is done, we have all the data and the information. One of the cities decides to update all their bus stops to ADA compliancy. Staff will be able to go in, show these were brought up to date. They'll be able to run reports so they can show, the community, the city councils, the, Board of County Commissioners, we've updated this many bus stops during this quarter, or, this year, this many bus stops still need to be focused on, help prioritize, what bus stops do we need to focus on first? So it's going to be a really great planning tool to be able to get out there and once again make our community safer and more accessible and make transit more accessible. Because there might be people that are really wanting to get on that bus, but they can't get there. Right. So.
Wow, so that is going to be a huge undertaking, but very exciting, and sounds like there's a lot in store for Brevard County as far as safety and how, convenient that you're launching it in the middle of Central Florida Mobility Week.
Really exciting.
So thank you so much for being here today, Sarah, with us and riding with Jim. And if you missed this one, we hope to see you on the next one. If you'd like to find out more information about Space Coast Area Transit, visit 321transit.com. And of course, you can also find out more about the Space Coast TPO at their website as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.